there is this dysfunctional awareness of, sometimes we have to feel things, and it's like we get stuck and it becomes addictive. This is the thing, we can become quite addictive to feelings and emotions, whatever they are. And it's a bit like, there's many different reasons for this, I just said, but say, for instance, if we're driving on the motorway or freeway, wherever you are in the world, and there's an accident on the other side of the road, or you're coming up and there's a traffic jam, and there's a car that's overturned or whatever, whatever it is, we have this instinct in us. We've got to look at it. We've got to, we drive down slowly. We've got to look at it. We've got to check it out. And I think there's this side of us that it's because it's like that fear that it might happen to us. So we've got to work it out in our brain really quick. How did that happen? Because I want to make sure that doesn't happen to me, or I'm not going to drive that way, because that's from fear, because it creates this sort of whole big mess, like a giant knot of fear, like, oh, I mustn't, whatever. And we're inquisitive, like, what's happened? And we like a story. We create a story, what's going on. And there's sometimes where we've become so numb also of other things going on in our life, because we've had to shut down for our protection. We've had to shut down and disconnect. Then we can end up then following that pathway of that really dysfunctional negative thoughts in our head. And it's so familiar to us that, God forbid, if we change those thoughts, that who are we if we change those thoughts? That story we play out. I mean, years and years ago, a very long time now, I used to play this out that, I'm with a narcissistic partner. Yes, he had narcissistic tendencies, right? But if you end up giving everything titles, which did help in the beginning so I could understand what it was like. But if you give something a title, you then disconnect from it. You sort of stop dealing with it. You sort of step away from it. And it's like, actually, by owning it and going, right, this person's got narcissistic tendencies, what am I going to do about it? I am the one that needs to change, in the sense of I need to now go, right, I'm going to disembark from this relationship because it's not serving me. So it's like pulling ourselves back from it. But we've got to first look at it and go, oh, what is it? And why is it I want to be feeling in that way? What is it that, that behavior, what we're bringing up right now? We've got to look at it and go, what purpose is it serving? For me, it used to be, I have a narcissistic partner, and then I ended up meeting all these other people that had narcissistic partners. And when the children were growing up, I made great friends with some of these people. And now, I met up with a couple recently, and I'm like, we have nothing in common. But these individuals are still repeating the same story, as in, I've got a narcissistic partner. I'm like, yeah, you said that 25 years ago. What have you done about it? Because they feel it's comfortable, it's familiar, it gives them a title, in a sense of they understand who they are, they understand the relationship they're in, and they're too fearful of moving out of it because they don't know what's the next new label going to be. You don't need a new label. In anything, it's about empowering yourself. So I think we all can do it, but it's like, what label do we give ourselves, if that's what we want to go with, if that makes sense. Yeah.